Obviously, for me will be Baba Daily Update TV. So, any day they can about channel. So, I'm sure so better on the subscribe button now. For so WhatsApp on the notification bell. So, be also subscribe all the new updates I cause in Ghana politics. No, who know your first or your F. Or the tribute to sure to look comment section. Yeah, but you can and so Eddie Amma. There are Parliamentary for a debate about the state of the nation address. And now go for the Parliament. Now, instead of saying Uncle focus to I debate about state of the nation address now. A head of parliament, Afenyo Markin, one focus on state of the nation address, so nan. O focus on J.Mahama, the running mate, Professor J.Mahama Upuku Agyeman. Our church say, "Mammy, you're too old." So be taking over former president, J.Mahama. Check you know him say, dear Mahama say Yankopon na dom na se eja Ghana for kotoba na mutoma na obetina so mfie 9 pe. Na chese mama ya be take over. To Afenyo Markins no mama you too old. She can't do anything. Obetini she doesn't even have anything na odebe bwa Ghana for. Ana chese ama NDC fu abuafu Afenyo Markins ye pa mo chese. So ba abe mama men official apology. No sama Ghanaians official apology because so insulting all women. I will be asking na a Ghana for so. Na so bad be pa many chopper because one yard because ye can't even the current president on you old far older than Professor J.Mahama Upuku Agyeman. So how can he say Professor Jen too old so we take it after J.Mahama? Young Konko TC do see cancer and any send NDC phone so a press conference say so bad one thing a be pa no actual.
NDC. Is it the same old J.Mahama? Mr. Speaker, perish the thought. Perish the thought. Should he even get the opportunity? He has only 4 years constitutionally. Mr. Speaker, there will be no sense of agency in him because he has nothing to lose. Even if you look at his choice of running mate, he could not get somebody that one could say that, look, they are planning for the future. The person is over 70 years. You have no succession plan. Mr. Speaker, from day one, the government will be in crisis. Mr. Speaker, from day one, their government will be in crisis. Mr. Speaker, they want to pick the very old person who could not perform at the education ministry, who could not, as I submitted earlier. If you even look at how they paraded their leadership, clearly, they have not put in place a visionary leadership for the country's long-term future. Mr. Speaker, the flag bearer constitutionally has just a term. Should that happen, the flag bearer has gone for a running mate. Mr. Speaker, under normal circumstances, they should have given us a running mate who would give a future to Ghana. Like we have given a flag bearer who represents the future of Ghana. You have brought a flag bearer who, a running mate who retired from UCC as VC, came to Ministry of Education, performed abysmally. The E-blocks, she could not complete them. She did only 29. Today you say the running mate should be the future of this country. Mr. Speaker, when, Mr. Speaker, they could not even introduce the landing beach project.
Well, so, and I just want you to listen to this again. Listen to him carefully.
They say that we should allow them to govern Ghana again. Mr. Speaker, is it the same old NDC? Is it the same old J.Mahama? Mr. Speaker, perish the thought. Perish the thought. Should he even get the opportunity? He has only 4 years constitutionally. Mr. Speaker, there will be no sense of agency in him because he has nothing to lose. Even if you look at his choice of running mate, he could not get somebody that one could say that, look, they are planning for the future. The person is over 70 years. You have no succession plan. Mr. Speaker, from day one, the government will be in crisis. Mr. Speaker, from day one, their government will be in crisis. Mr. Speaker, They went to pick the very old person who could not perform at the education ministry, who could not, as I submitted earlier. If you even look at how they paraded their leadership, clearly they have not put in place a visionary leadership for the country's long-term future. Mr. Speaker, the flag bearer constitutionally has just a term. Should that happen, the flag bearer has gone for a running mate. Mr. Speaker, under normal circumstances, they should have given us a running mate who would give a future to Ghana. Like we have given a flag bearer who represents the future of Ghana. You have brought a flag bearer who, a running mate who retired from UCC as VC, came to Ministry of Education, performed abysmally. The E-blocks, she could not complete them. She did only 29. Today you say the running mate should be the future of this country. Mr. Speaker, when, Mr. Speaker, they could not even introduce the landing bridge project.
Well, so that is Alexander Afenyo Markin. In fact, the first time he said it, the NDC MPs protested and said he shouldn't go there. He came back and repeated what he said. Anyway, he said their flag bearer represents the future. Well, this is the NDC MPs after he made his delivery.
Very proud to have Prof.Naana Jane as the first female running mate of the largest opposition party, but it's very offensive to women in the Central Region. This is very offensive to women as a whole, to have such derogatory remarks being made about our running mates, and we will not accept this. We demand an apology. She is 70 years old. She's a strong, beautiful woman, intelligent. She has all it takes. Well accomplished, all it takes to be a running mate. She qualifies in every single way. She qualifies in every single manner. But we cannot be having this kind of talk. It's almost like trash talk. And we will not accept it in this chamber. And Honorable Afenyo must apologize, must withdraw, and must do the needful. For somebody who taught him communication skills, this is not what she taught him. Nana Jane taught me as well. This is not what I exemplify. So he should better go back and revise his notes and do the needful. And this is a sign, and it implies that either he does not respect the aged woman even in society. Yes. Nobody has in this chamber, as of today, has spoken about the age of President Kufuor, who was equally old, actually older. If I even older, even when he came on the seat. So please, we demand an apology, and we are not taking this lightly at all. And the Central Region is very offended by this. He is from the Central Region. He should know better, and he should do better. And the woman of Winneba should also rise up and tell him that what he's saying is wrong. His behavior is wrong. He should not be personalizing this. She has nothing to do with the state of the nation. The nation is in coma. It's comatose. You should figure out how they're going to fix it. After 7 years, they should not be complaining about the NDC this or the NDC that. They should get their act together, and he, as a majority leader, should lead that. We will not tolerate this. He should apologize to Nana Jane and to the women of this country, especially after we've just had an International Women's Day celebration. It's almost like he's insulting the whole week has been ours, and we have been applauded, and we have been praised, and we have been acknowledged. Just to run women down like this, one woman who has been a vice chancellor before of one of the biggest universities in Ghana. Please, we do not accept this. We do not accept this.
It's no better. And we ask that the leadership of the MPP, together with him, apologize to us as members of the NDC and also to Nana Jane officially, because this was superintended over by the second deputy speaker. Some of us rose, we were on our feet protesting that he should stop him from going ahead. We are not happy. All the ladies here, please, let's stand against this type of statement. If a man at 70 plus could be a president, a woman at 70 plus could still be a vice or a running mate.
And like they said, the debate was the state of the nation. You know, at this time, he talked about a sense of urgency. That at this time, what concerns the leader of Parliament, the leader of the MPP side in Parliament, Alexander Afenyo Markins, is whether or not the person who the NDC is putting forward is older or too old. And that's the only criticism like he could master about the leadership that the NDC has put forward. But it was about the state of the nation. He is the one who concludes the debate. So he listens to everybody. The issues that have been raised by the side of the NDC, the responses from the MPP, and then gives an assurance of the fact that they are convinced that the nation is on the right path. That was his basic job. When you are debating the state of the nation, you realize that those from the minority, that's from the NDC side, they will come at you, especially with the circumstances that at which we find ourselves. They will definitely raise issues about your leadership as we speak. And where we are, there can be no crisis worse than this. We are in disastrous times. So his job was simple. Reassure us. One, we are trying to deal with the situation. There's a sense of urgency. We are doing everything we can. After listening to all the MPs, respond to some of the issues that have been raised. He decided to go on that note. That was the tangent. That was the thing that he found worthy of talking about. I'm not a big fan of Alexander Afenyo Markins. When it comes to, I don't know him personally. I don't know what type of human being he is. But when it comes to him as a member of Parliament and his leadership in Parliament and his leadership in general, I'm not a big fan of Alexander Afenyo Markins. But even I felt he could have done better. Anyway, after there have been many requests for him to apologize and retract, this is the majority chief whip, Frank Anodompre. And let me tell you, an interesting thing about Frank Anodompre. For years, people told me that he was a gentleman. He knew how to talk. He understood the moment and would say the right things. But this is Frank Anodompre responding to the criticism of what his leader said.
If you have listened to the Sona debate, unless you don't want to speak the truth or address it as such, consistently and repeatedly, our colleagues have been coming after our flag bearer, Dr. Bawumia. None of them spoke without referencing Dr. Bawumia. I mean, making all sort of aspersions and allegations against him. We heard him. The minority leader himself also did it. He did say, you can go for the hazard and look at it. The countless multiple times he attacked the minority leader. The majority leader said. He said that we've had enough of Dr. Bawumia, and it's the same people. Dr. Bawumia and the old Prof is the same people. And they're even looking at the age of Prof. There is Prof. J.Mahama and Prof, particularly on Prof, the age. He said that there's no sense of urgency. But he said, perish the thought. In the event of their even winning, and Mr. Mahama would do just a term, reasonably to be taken over by the vice president. In this context, too old, so there's no sense of urgency. This is an attack. And look, even in our standard orders, if somebody says something is impugning wrong motive, you have the right to rise up at where you are and take the person on. They just, we know it's a strategy. You know, first of all, our colleagues should also learn to be tolerant. They should up their sense of tolerance. When Atuforsin and Co were speaking, we all listened to them. If, assuming without admitting that the majority leader has said something which borders on a personal attacks on Prof, that's not how to go about it. But we will be kind enough, and that is how democratic we are. We always show the way. If it is the case that the mention of Prof and her age is their problem, we will depart from there. But the fact will be told, the story will be told. The abysmal performance of J.Mahama and the administration, that will continue to expose that. Let nobody begin any crusade that we went on a viral attack on womanhood. That we would never do.
So that was the response. That's it. That's it, after what Alexander Afenyo Markin said. He says it was part of the debate. In fact, they have been going after Dr. Bawumia. Remember, people don't go after a silent Dr. Bawumia. No. Dr. Bawumia was the main tool of the 2016 campaign. He was the biggest critic of the John Dramani Mahama administration. In fact, he said a lot about the economy. The final determinant of the votes was the economy and the situation Ghana found itself in. Dr. Bawumia was the lead critic and was sold by President Akufo-Addo as the guy who will fix everything. Many years down the lane, they are saying that an attack on him means that they have to attack someone who was never sold as a messiah. And so, Prof.Naana Jane Opoku Agyeman. Well, so that's it. And that is something that has attracted the attention of Parliament and has been on the table for some time. The majority leader thinks Prof is too old to take over from John Dramani Mahama. In context, President Akufo-Addo was about the same age when he won the election. In fact, he will turn 80 this year. March, no. He will turn 80 this March, no. What that meant was that even if, let's assume, at 8 years to the age of Prof.Naana Jane Opoku Agyeman, what she essentially have done is to equal President Akufo-Addo's record. So there's a man in office who has set the record for the oldest person to have ever held the office of the president. The people in the party of that man is criticizing a woman who is not contesting. She is not the main face. She is not the one who will be president too. She is assistant. A man is never too old enough to be the head. But a woman can.
Medamu nyina asese muje bra na mudi share video so nya subscribe ebre ya me so be konna ko subscribe no wa dintwi me so afa ko comment section ye beje ni akankan ha ma we refer to say better for notification person be ya say the new update be ato channel on so sabe ka information be sam ready ene makra